It is April 3rd, 2024 still, and this is going to be another video because I forgot to mention some of the most important parts of the first time of my first video about the blatant racism, among other kinds of bigotry, in the Murderbot Diaries fandom. And this video is going to be explaining why whitewashing is bad. Because apparently people need to be told this in 2024, even when they're fully grown adults. So, if you are not yet aware, Apple TV, as in the Apple, you know, the giant corporate overlords that should pretty much be the face of capitalist hellscape besides Disney, have bought the rights to make a Murderbot TV show. And the very first thing they freaking did is cast a cis white man to play Murderbot. Even though Murderbot is explicitly non-binary, and in all of the official art and from Martha Wells, the author herself, has brown skin. So, a role that should be going to a non-binary person of color is instead going to a cis white man, who is also, apparently the producer for the entire show. So, that's even worse. He literally cast himself as the protagonist. A cis white man cast himself in the role designed for a non-binary person of color. And Murderbot, in all of the official art for the official Murderbot Omnibus, which I'll link in the description, literally has dark skin. But instead it's being played by the whitest white man ever to exist. He is the stereotypical white man. And so many fucking people in this fandom are completely racist, and they not only have no problem with this, they're just defending it. These people are pulling out all the racist justifications you've ever heard. They're arguing that, well, Alexander Skarsgård didn't get the role just because he's a white man. Clearly, out of all of the people who auditioned, the white man was just better at acting and better at being Murderbot than everybody else.
Who's the producer?
Yeah, he's literally the fucking producer. Which means they probably didn't even do any fucking actual auditions for the role of Murderbot because he's literally the producer. Anybody who decides that the producer of the show is going to play the fucking protagonist isn't likely to have given anybody else a chance. He's literally a white man who has given himself the role that should have gone to a non-binary person of color. And people are arguing that it's not racist, it's not whitewashing, it's just that he just happened to be best out of all of the people at his job, so he got the job. Because people think that pretending racism and white supremacy don't exist, and pretending that white men don't have things just handed to them all the fucking time, especially when you are a rich white man who's literally the producer of the fucking show. These people think that pretending that he's just better for the job than anybody else is not racist at all. They think this is a justification. And yeah, since this fandom is so incredibly fucking racist and bigoted in every way you can imagine, literally all of them, I'm going to explain to you in basic fucking terms why whitewashing is bad. First of all, it's racist. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. It's fucking racist. If you draw fan art of a character of color and you fucking make them white, or you make their skin lighter, or you give them features. Why is the camera getting brighter? I don't know what the camera brightness is doing. Whatever. If you erase all of their ethnic features and give them cute little button noses and all of this shit, you're whitewashing them and you're being fucking racist. And when it comes to live action adaptations or even just things that require voice acting, if you are fucking taking a role for a character that is a person of color and you give that role to a white person, guess what you're fucking doing? You are literally fucking kicking actual people of color out of the fucking job that was designed for them. If you claim to care about AI voice acting and artificial fucking actors and say that those are bad because it steals jobs from real people, but you have no fucking problem with whitewashing, then you just need to admit you don't actually give a single fucking shit about any fucking workers everywhere unless they're fucking cis white men. Because you cannot argue that AI is bad because it'll steal jobs, but then you also have literally no fucking problem with the most privileged people in the fucking world stealing jobs from actual minorities who the roles were designed for. For every fucking white person, and this also fucking includes white women and white queer people of any fucking gender, every fucking role that is designed for a person of color because the character is a character of color, every fucking white person who takes that role instead is a character, a freaking actor of color who now is out of a fucking job. And unlike white men, in particular, unlike cis white men who are literally already rich and the producers of the fucking shows, actual minorities in any business do not just have jobs constantly falling into their laps and people clamoring over themselves to hire them. You people are so fucking racist, and you won't even admit to the blatant racism, and you want to defend it. Alexander Skarsgård did not get the role of Murderbot because he's just better than all of the people of color, so that's why he got the job. You fuckers do not get to pretend that racism doesn't exist. You don't get to pretend that white supremacy, and very specifically, white fucking patriarchy, don't exist. They fucking exist. Alexander Skarsgård got the fucking role for the fucking protagonist because he is a cis white man. He's rich, and he's literally the producer of the show. It's literally fucking racism. You do not get to defend it or deny it and pretend it's something else than what it blatantly is. It is blatantly racism, it is blatantly exorsexism, and it is blatantly transmisia. You cannot fucking argue that it's bad for AI voice acting or AI generated CGI actors to take jobs from real people when you have no fucking problem with white people, and specifically cis white men, taking away jobs from minorities. Especially because in all of the fucking official artwork, Murderbot has dark skin. You people do not get to pretend that colorism also doesn't exist. Colorism is very fucking real. Murderbot's role should have gone to a non-binary person of color with dark skin. And if you're going to pretend like colorism doesn't exist, you can just fuck off. It is a fucking fact of our racist, colorist society that people with darker skin are never fucking given the same privileges and rights as people with lighter skin. Especially when you look at the rest of the cast for the Apple TV show. There's some people of color there, but where's Mensa? Dr. Mensa is supposed to be a fucking black woman. Either they haven't hired her yet, or they've whitewashed her too. Like, this is just fucking ridiculous. You people cannot pretend you care about workers' rights and worker solidarity when you have no problem screwing over people of color, and especially queer people of color. It is already hard enough for minorities to find jobs without rich, cis white men swooping in and stealing all the jobs that specifically were created to go to these people. And if you're going to defend this shit, just shut the fuck up and stop pretending you care about workers' rights. Because you are blatantly fucking racist, you are a blatant fucking hypocrite, and you're a horrible fucking person. Bye-bye.